Fat production.
I think it's time that I turn up, hit you with that burner. It's time to get it crackin', so bring out that Tina Turner. It's time that I turn up, hit 'em with that burner. It's time to get it crackin', so bring out that Tina Turner. It's time that I turns up, hit you with what burns ya. I'm the new Prince of Crunk, aka I'm Tina Turner, my motherfucking mayor. I ain't got time for that. Unless that's about that money, I mean racks on racks plus stacks. I be strutting through the folk with them jerks of Lucie County. Yo niggas go to cuffing, cause my niggas bout that bounty. See it can go down like any given day, so you better eat the cake, anime. I think it's time that I turn up, hit you with that burner. It's time to get it crackin', so bring out that Tina Turner.
We got Hollywood in the building too. Hollywood, holla at us. You feel me? Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and what you got going on.
All right. First and foremost, my name is Hollywood Hatch. I'm from Palm Beach County, Florida.
561 represent.
Yeah. I grew up in Riviera Beach. Grew up in Jupiter. But best of both worlds.
Oh, nice.
I made music. I love music. I love the feeling that music brings. This year been great for me. It started off crazy. I lost my mama in January.
Sorry to hear that.
I just been zoned in since. I done linked up with Kool. In the process of working with Lucie. So we're just gonna turn up. You know what I'm saying?
I see you've been having a lot of shows lately, and I think you just performed with Boosie not too long ago.
Well, no, Boosie came to West Palm. He performed.
I
was just a part of the, his
part of the team. Right. Part of the team. That's what's up. That's what's up. And I also see that you used to box, or do you still box?
Yeah, I still box. I'm taking time off because I'm doing music, and a lot of festivities that come with music, drinking.
Yeah. So it's part of the game. It's part of the game.
So I didn't want to get in and I don't never want to touch the canvas. I don't never want my back to, so I just take my time and I still work out. I'm still ready. I just know I got to get my wind back. So.
Yeah.
But right now I'm focused
on music. On music. Do you have anything for us today?
Music?
Yes.
Yeah. I got matter of fact, I got a track called Point of Mine. It's a little, hey. My music come from a place of anger, you know what I'm saying?
And you give me South Florida on there. You give me, and you don't sound like anything that's out. You take it back to like Juvenile, Master P, all them people like rap music with rap music, like let's go get them type stuff like that.
My time. My time.
If you see a one of my
let me throw that out here. Hello.
I'm going dumb like my dog Big V. Tissue dumb, I ain't just grab a seat. He in his feelings, he a key about in his boots.
And you got that sound to where like I can know who this is. Nowadays, like when people play music, I don't be knowing who it is. Like that sounds just like this person. That sounds so. This is refreshing. Big Guy gives me C Murder, Soldier Silver gives me back in like that genre. One K go in.
I don't know if y'all know DJ Big D. He just passed away.
Yeah, from Palm Beach.
Man, listen. Man, I'm a nigga, man. I'm breaking bread with him. So we still got unfinished business, but we handling it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got linked with Lucie. Like, he was like, bro, he had a shirt. Goddamn it.
I was hoping you bring us shirts.
Hey, I was gonna do it, but bro, I'm doing everything by myself.
Oh, I feel you.
And it's like, about 30 of them get them made and they flush it. People want them, and I'm giving them. I know the money will come, So it's like,
yeah, you putting that name out there, and that's a nice name, by the way. Hollywood Hatch, like that's dumb.
If you see a one of my. If you see a one of my. If you see a point of my. If you see a point of my
I'm in a Chevy creeping.
Like this is like when I box, I play my shit. Like, this is like a boxing song too. Like, a couple of my teammates that follow me boxing, they like, bro, listen, when I play that,
Whoa, if you see one, point them out. Point them out. Hollywood, that was an amazing song. I wish that we could play 1K on the radio. Y'all might have to tune in to our After Dark show for the rest of his music when the kids sleep.
I gotta work on that.
So tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind that track and kind of like what you were just telling us during while we're listening to it, like.
Pretty much the inspiration behind it, like, you know, you got a lot of people that sneak hate on you. A lot of, you know, you see what happened with Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
You know, people like to do things and shoot from a distance. So if you see it, point them out. You know what I'm saying? It's just off of that, like me and my feelings. Like a lot of songs come from emotion.
Yeah.
Music is emotion.
Yeah.
So at that point in time, that's how I was feeling.
Yeah.
I feel you. So it was like, king me like a game of checkers. You dig? 10 p.m., meet me at the checkers. You dig? So I'm jugging like Odell Beckham. You see his contract.
Hello. So back to Austin. I've always wanted to ask firefighters, what do you guys do? Like, okay, have you ever actually been into a place to save people?
Yeah. So,
What was that like?
So I didn't start off in Fort Pierce. Like when I first finished school and everything, it's kind of hard to work at a place where you grew up from and where you live at.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of take what comes to you. The place where I applied everywhere in Florida, and the first person that bit back was Gainesville. So I went up to Gainesville. I didn't like it too much because I'm a Florida State fan. But, so they already was going. But so I go up there. I hope ain't nobody in Alachua or Gainesville listening, but like the training up there was a little crazy. So I
Crazy
had
like ghetto or not?
yeah,
together?
like they didn't really like they had like different air pads and I wasn't familiar with it, whatever. So they kind of like just hired you and kind of threw you out there. So I ain't have like my regulator, which that's the part of going to mass so you can get air. So anyways, I go in there and it don't click in, don't lock in all the way.
And this is a real fire that you.
Yeah, it's a real fire, real house fire. Like it probably wasn't. Yeah, like it was a kitchen fire. Like somebody was frying, put too much oil in it. But so like it caught fire in the kitchen or whatever. So the whole house is smoking. I'm going in there. I'm excited. It's like 4 of us going in there, and I'm in the middle. So he's like, Hodge, come up here and grab the hose, come put out the fire. So somebody had bumped me. And hit off my regulators. Now I don't, I'm not breathing air. I'm breathing in the smoke. So,
What?
Yeah. So,
was it a lot of smoke?
Yeah, it was a lot of smoke. So
you had to exit.
Yeah, I had to exit. You're not supposed to leave nobody behind, but I couldn't breathe. So I was like,
Was there anybody in the house?
No, there was nobody in the house.
So what y'all do when y'all ain't putting out fires?
Yeah, so there's nobody in there. So first it's like life safety. Then the second thing is like property. So you try to
put the fire out.
Yeah, try to put the fire out so that way you can kind of save it. But some people, they try to do arson and do it on purpose because they want a brand new kitchen. They want the island kitchen.
Arson fried.
Yeah. But so that was my first one. But I live and learn, so that won't happen again. Make sure I lock it.
And how long have you been doing it?
Probably all together like 5 years.
This is the worst fire you've ever been in.
Worst fire I've been in. It was probably like a car fire. Probably a car fire. Not anyone around here though, but yeah, it was probably a car fire. And it was an older car. They didn't get the oil change, and something happened with the oil and the gas, and it kind of caught fire and all that. And that was probably pretty tough.
Oh, that's intense. I don't think I could do nothing like that.
I was gonna ask you, how do you like leave those feelings at the scene instead of bringing that emotion home?
Yeah, it's tough though. You just gotta have a good circle around you because you go to school, you go through all this training and stuff like that. But a lot of people forget. Like a lot of people run away from those things, and we kind of run into them. And you see people at their worst times, and then they looking at you. So sometimes you want to look at them and say, hey, let me, maybe somebody should call 911. But you gotta kind of put it all together. and stuff like that. And but sometimes it's tough. If you got a good support system at home, somebody you can talk to, whatever. But I try to leave it all on the table because.
Well, I salute you because I feel like that's a hard job right
Man,
there.
it's a
Like what you just said, most people run from that, and here you are running straight
Running
towards
to
it.
it.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah.
So, quick question for you, Hatch. What's the difference between being in the ring and being on the stage?
Nothing.
Oh, it's the same thing. You approach both with the same
Oh
mentality.
yeah, listen.
Point them out.
You gotta have energy. Like I got my own energy.
All right,
That part.
who influenced you? Like what did you grow up listening to?
I grew up listening to Tupac. Like I grew up without my dad. You feel me? So Tupac music, you know, just the real music. I didn't grow up on nothing else other than pop.
I love pop. I ain't gonna lie.
Like,
Hello.
period.
Hello.
So that's what a lot of my music comes from.
I think we got our first caller. Hi, caller. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you now. What's up?
Sorry.
We haven't. You wasn't on speakers.
What's up? This Scarface lady.
Wait, Scarface, before you go on, give me the chorus to that song I like of yours so
His
bad.
favorite part.
Which song?
Demons.
Man, I gotta finish it.
I got it, but I want to hear you do it now.
I can't do it.
Nah. I know my little sister did not call up here and can't spit one of her own raps. We got Hollywood Hatch in the building. You're embarrassing us.
I got a question for the firefighter though.
Okay.
I wanted to ask him like, what are the requirements into getting into that field? Because I've been a correctional officer a little over 4 years, and then I transferred down here, and I really wasn't too much feeling Florida's correctional, and I wanted to get more into, you know, firefighters, and I wanted to know where y'all hiring, what are the requirements, you know.
Yeah. So I got you. But first, that's a good career to jump into, or to transition to. But a lot of people think it's a lot, but it's not. It's not really too bad. Like you can do all the schooling and be hired and get hired on in less than a year. But so you do EMT school first, and that's like 2 months and like 1 week. So you do that.
Is that the training?
Yeah, that's just for EMT school, and that's like a couple times a week, like 2 or 3 times a week, like probably
Now, do
like.
they pay for that, or we pay out of pocket?
No, you can get financial aid. Like how it worked out for me is financial aid paid for everything, and I actually had like probably 8 to like a grand, like left over. So and I just used that for fire school, but So yeah, so you do that first, and then you do fire school, and then that's like you got 2 options. You do full-time, part-time. Part-time is it's like 28 weeks, two times a week, from like 6 to 10. So that's what I did, because I still had like a 9-to-5 job, and I still had to eat and stuff like that. So I couldn't do full.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
So
I
with
couldn't do full.
part-time, I would be able to work that job and continue with my rap career as well, right?
Yeah, you can still do both things. So the
Okay,
part-time
so
is
they
like.
have any
It's a
judgment on that?
consultation. Y'all need to
Yeah.
exchange information.
Yeah.
I'm joking. Sounds like a consultation. I'm
Yeah.
joking, Sky.
That's my biggest thing. I want to each one teach one, and I'm trying to bring more people a part of it. And
What did you say your Facebook is?
Austin Hodge. Yeah, Austin.
Okay.
Austin Hodge.
Now, I got a question for the rapper. Where did you record it? Because I was listening to your music in the car, and it sounds so precise. Like, it sounds clean. It doesn't sound too static or nothing like that.
Actually, I go to a couple different places. Chevy, he's actually a photographer and videographer, and he records, so he do a lot. But I went to him a couple different places. I definitely give people a shot.
That's what's up.
No particular set place.
Yeah, I want to tell you, that sounds nice. It don't sound like anybody else around here.
Hey, I
But that's
appreciate
all I
it.
had to ask.
So, are you going to give me the chorus or no?
Or no.
You always be above rat. Ain't no kind of love snake. You gotta see your picture. You gotta got the weed. Hey. You gotta be back and leave it. Hey.
I want y'all to know that's just a taste.
Oh yeah, that thing be nice. All right, thank you for calling us, guys. 7:45, we gonna have Mel Make It Think. So turn up. Jerkz in St. Lucie County every first and third Friday, 7 to 9 p.m.
Too many losses that change my demeanor. Gotta watch your back. They'll try to sneak you. You run from just trying to do how you did me, but then I'll be fake. Don't make me no promise. I know you gon' break and don't try to flex on me. Then flash in my face. I can't feed you no bread, but you ate off my plate. I can't keep your manners. Said that your guest and you was eating beef before I gave you steak. All y'all disloyal. Y'all was never real from the jump. If you ain't know, now I don't give a fuck. Looked up on me, I crossed you out and that's your luck. And if we got a problem, you know it's stuck. You coming direct, I see you better duck. I'm dropping you, pull over like a truck. And I got homies that'll tip your cup. Ain't tough. I'm from that city, it's wicked, it's rough. See something, say something, boy, you better hush. My body, they tweaking. I don't cry, and if I do so.
You're gonna be listening to this on the way to the fire. It's that fire on the way to that fire.
I know they just leeching. You asking for too much. Don't, you greedy. You burnt that bridge, now you realize you need it. Yeah, you all of the above. Right? I ain't showing no kind of love. Snake. Yeah. Your back. They'll try to sneak you, you run from your demons. I'm just trying to meet. You wasn't there when I needed you. It was some days my name wasn't even mentioned. I got in my back, now I got the attention. And now I don't want it, cause now I'm religious. Y'all counting me out when they have it. And now I'm the one that y'all call on. See how that work just like magic. That hoe they done for me, they fell on. I got a message, I'm looking at my phone. They need to borrow, no you on your own. They say I'm changing, they say that I'm so on. But I wasn't there, I was down back for so long. That's why they say I'm evil. And what I need, you cannot reach it. They say they talking, ain't no need for preaching. They say that they love me, I know they just leeching. You asking for too much, gone, you greedy.
772 stand up.
And we are back. So Austin, tell me a little bit about what you got coming up.
So I just got the combat challenge coming up, and got a couple tattoo appointments.
I know that's right.
I was just thinking, tat it up.
Yeah, so I got a problem with that. But, pretty much sick. So.
All right, so we got tattoos and combat coming up. That's what he got coming up.
I was just wondering, you said something about like a each one teach one thing. Is that an actual program that exists?
But it's for any and everyone. I helped out minorities and outside the minority class. But I had like a tough upcoming and all that. And for everyone that's listening, I didn't. High school wasn't the best. So I don't want people to think that just because how they might have grew up or how they might have lived or the grades that they might have gotten in high school, whatever might hinder them to become something that they want to do. So if you're serious, you focus on it, then you can still do it. And I wanted to do the firefighter thing just because I like working out, I like tattoos, and and I kind of like to. Sometimes you get downtime, when you're at the station and stuff like that. You're there for 24 hours, but you kind of get to chill. You get a lot of days off, and so I just like those couple things. So it kind of went around my personality. So.
One more question for you too. Outside of actual blazing fires, do y'all have other duties? Like for example, when they call hurricanes to come and things of that situation, what are some of the other things that y'all do outside of actual, I said?
So that's a huge question. They called us and we had to go in, not me, but it's A, B, and C shift, so we just got lucky. But A and C shift kind of got screwed a little bit, so they had to stay for 2 or 3 days. So they had to leave their families and all that, but I was at the house chilling.
And that's just so they just keep y'all on alert for when disaster strikes. Do y'all do any community prep or go out and tell people?
Yep. So a couple days before, we went out and we helped the elders with their shelters, and we helped put them up, and so that was a big help, and help them with sandbags. We helped fill the sandbags, and a lot of them can't carry that, so we just help them stack it up on the doors and do stuff like that. So.
What about that old myth? If the little kitty cat goes up the tree, do y'all come out and get the cat down?
We're just probably end up shaking the tree or something like that. They say cats get 9 lives, so.
You don't know what I'm talking about, right?
They actually shaking trees.
So, I never found that. But hopefully they land on their feet.
They usually do.
Yeah, they usually do. So,
All right, Jungle Booty just joined us. Let's give it up for her. This is my other co-host, Jungle Booty. That's Austin Hodge. We also got Hollywood Hatcher. He stepped out momentarily, but right now we're about to go into Mel making us think. Mel, what you got for us today?
Today I want to talk a little bit about food, and not just any part of the food. I just want to be pretty simple with it because I could go into a whole opinionated side about what we should and shouldn't be eating, but I want to just keep it simple. And what really prompted me to go there was when they were saying that the hurricane was coming, and I'm in the market, and I'm just like looking at the things that people put in their carts, and I'm just wondering.
I had straight junk food in my cart.
I mean, well, never mind the junk food. Sometimes I'm just wondering the thought process behind it. Like, why are we grabbing, I mean, the most cliche things like milk and bread? Like, if something does go wrong, are they not some of the first things to go?
Cereal.
My mom has a bread maker. And we
A
didn't
bread
make,
maker?
Yeah, bread maker.
Wow.
And we decided not to make bread and like I ended up making bread for my next door neighbors, and the bread actually lasts longer than the bread that's actually in the store. So
Oh, yeah,
Really?
of course.
Hey, you gonna have to give me the process. on
I
that
know,
later.
right?
That's-
We need that.
It's moms are genius like that.
Shout out to mom.
Exactly. Okay, so I just want to talk about when we're grocery shopping, like the items that we are picking out. And again, I'm not going to give my opinion. I just want to make sure that we're having wise, effective shopping trips, which turn into awesome eating sessions. So I just want to know if we're reading our labels out there. And there are three main zones that we should be, concentrating on when we're looking at labels and looking at our food. Obviously, the first description that we see on the front, that's major. That's what attracts us to the product. And then we have our ingredients list and our nutrition label. But I say that in that order because obviously most of the time we do see the front first. So there are a couple terms that we always see, and that some new ones that have popped up recently too. Things like 100% organic, which means that all the ingredients are organic. You can find the word just organic, which is about 95% of the ingredients being organic. And let me define organic too.
Oh, please do,
real quick.
because I've always
yeah.
tried. I'm letting it come out the ground.
So what it is that the product is of a farming system which doesn't use man-made fertilizers, pesticides, growth regulators, hormones, or livestock, the additives in the feed and things of that nature. Or it hasn't been exposed to ionizing radiation, which controls pests, because they do that. Or, and then lastly, it's not using genetically modified organisms, which are GMOs, or products produced from or by GMOs. So, yeah. You gotta be careful because they label things in different ways to bring you in, but at the end of the day, if you're looking to eat a specific way or a healthier way, you should be able to dissect it, but also just be
Maneuver,
mindful of what
yeah.
you're picking. You have labels that also say made with organic ingredients. And like I said, these are just tiny little words that are stuck in there that change the definition. But now we're already down to just 70% of the ingredients being organic. So those tiny words, like I was just saying, that's a big deal. You have things that are labeled all natural. That means that they don't contain artificial ingredients or preservatives, and that the ingredients are only minimally processed. So they can contain growth hormones and other chemicals, and the regulations on foods that are labeled natural are fairly lenient. So again, now we're stepping into an arena where we're more wide open and susceptible to other things that are in our food. And there's a whole lot of things that can be up in there. Also, we have cage-free eggs, which those are produced by hens that are not confined in cages, but they can still have access to the outdoor, and they're not necessarily
Quick
organic.
question, what's the difference between cage-free eggs and a regular egg? Like, what's the,
I think a regular egg is probably something that's more on like the manufactured side where they
a bunch of chickens in cages?
yeah, and maybe even clones, because we're there. We are definitely there, whether people want to admit it or not.
And they feed them to us?
Oh yeah, I mean they're
Among
raising,
other things.
Yeah, they're raising chickens with no beaks and no eyes. They just kind of run around.
Yeah, meat.
Yeah, they pump them up with steroids so they can be all big and breasty, and it's like.
Yeah, I think I own chicken sandwiches.
And don't get me wrong,
Popeyes. Come on, man.
it's not just our meats too. I mean, our vegetables are being tampered with as well. Like I said, a lot of our vegetables are now GMOs. And some of these sides, like lemons, I see, or I'm just like, where does this lemon come from? It's huge.
They're like the size of grapefruits.
Yep.
Lemons aren't even natural.
This is true too. That is true.
It's a hybrid.
It's
That's
a hybrid.
crazy.
This is-
What?
A citron and some type of orange citrusy fruit.
What, lemons?
A lemon.
And they're so healthy for you, though.
Yeah, citron looks like a hand though. Like
Yeah.
spell you like a yellow lemon but with fingers. Is what a citron
Oh,
looks
that's
like.
what
Yeah.
that is.
And they use that mixed with like some type of citrus orangey fruit. And that
Lemons are
makes
good
it
for your
better.
face, too. They are.
Yes, no, they are. They
Like,
really
you
are.
put lemon juice all over your face. It's real good.
Some of the other labels that are out there, just to be aware, is 100% juice. That can be misleading as well, because all that means is that there is some form of fruit juice or vegetable juice in the container. But for example, Mott's 100% apple juice is just fruit juice, but it's not been diluted with water, but it can be pressed or squeezed from the fruit or made by mixing juice concentrate with the water. And as we know, concentrate is not real. So, you look like you have something you wanted to add real quick?
No, that's, I feel bad for the cases right now.
And what the crazy thing is, no lie, we're to the point now, if you walk down your grocery aisle in most major places, look for some real juice, and you are hard pressed to find it. It is maybe 2 or 3 brands out there that if you read the little label, it says not from concentrate. Most of what we are drinking is literally sugar and dyes and maybe a sprinkle of some fruit or vegetable juice alongside with a whole list of other chemicals. Because that brings me to my next point, is the ingredient list itself. Most of the time, when you turn stuff over, and we're talking about a paragraph. I even brought something here as a visual just for us in the studio.
I love
Oatmeal cream pies. I know these are so many people love them. I'm not gonna lie. On a pregnant day, I definitely murdered them.
I know,
I'm not
because you
even
got
gonna
this
say.
from your house.
Yes,
Where's
yes,
the
I got
box?
it right out.
Where's the box?
But literally, we have a paragraph here, and I can probably only identify the first 3 or 4 ingredients. After that, it's like, what on earth are we eating? And as we do know, or as we are now learning via the radio, we are what we eat. That statement is 100% facts. So after a while, a lot of us get stuck in certain routines, or we have a day-to-day schedule. It's 200 calories for one serving size, and you don't notice that it's 2 servings. Now you just ate 400 calories. On top of that, now maybe it's now 14 grams of fat, and it does. I mean, not fat, of carbohydrates, and it doesn't sound like a lot, but literally, that's just one. I'm just giving you an example. That could be just one oatmeal cream pie, and a lot of people sit there and eat 2. Maybe they come back for a third one later in the day. You know what I mean? Never mind. Never mind all the other foods you're consuming in between and all the other beverages. So tonight, I just wanted to, take that one moment to be serious and talk about that, because I know that a lot of the times we're just out here just eating to function.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we need to eat to live.
Healthy habits.
Amen.
For real. But just like last time, I do have a couple little questions here. If somebody wants to have fun with me.
Yes,
and
we
answer
all
some
do.
food trivia.
Food trivia, yeah.
Now these questions are a little bit out the box, so you never know. If you know the answer, anybody here, feel free. All right. What breakfast cereal was Sonny the cuckoo bird cuckoo for?
Cocoa Puffs.
Cocoa Puffs.
Yes. Okay. What was the name of Cheerios when it was first marketed 50 years ago?
Cheerios.
Come again? What was that?
I said Cheerios.
It was actually Cherry Oats.
Oh.
Cherry Oats. I think they dropped the oats and just left the O.
Okay.
Okay. What nation produces 2/3 of the world's vanilla?
Africa.
Okay, and we're gonna get so specifically any country
Colombia.
in Africa.
Oh,
No, because it is in Africa.
Oh, look at you, all smart.
Everything
and
comes
stuff.
from Africa.
Actually, it's Madagascar.
Madagascar.
Yes. It's okay. Now this one is funny. I don't really expect anybody to get, but I think it's funny. Why did the candy maker Milton S. Hershey switch from making caramels to chocolate bars in 1903? Stab anybody?
Wait, repeat it again.
Why did he switch from making caramels to chocolates? First of all, I didn't even know. I thought he was always a chocolatier, so that's new to me. But all right, so the caramels didn't retain the imprint of his name in the summertime. So when you unwrap
Wow.
Hershey's,
Oh,
you see
so he
Hershey's.
wanted to see his
Yeah, he
name.
wasn't
Straight
brand.
up.
He was a brand
That's
master.
a good branding.
That's
Great branding.
He
Too.
wasn't playing. All right, people with lactose intolerance, they can't drink any milk. Is that true or false?
Well, you still can, but you
You ain't supposed to. You ain't supposed to.
You have to take something right after.
All right. Are some types of fat better for you than others?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm so glad we're all on the same page with that one, because I think
Now
sometimes
make it
overall,
We're a
I
team.
don't think people get
We
that
going
one.
for the Fire Olympics.
Yeah.
Hey, yes.
So crazy.
And true or false, calcium helps prevent broken bones.
True.
False. Calcium don't do nothing. I mean, milk don't do nothing.
Yeah, calcium I believe does, but milk, that's left to be up to question.
Yeah.
Especially since, again, I believe that cows drink cow's milk and goats milk, and
People.
humans drink human milk when it's time, and when you don't want it no more, there we go. That's the end of that. But no, isn't it true that some athletes, they drink breast milk? Or, what you say? It sounds
I'm with
funny.
you,
But
Haze.
it
I'm about to
I don't know why I kind of remember. I remember having a few athletes, and they saying something of that nature.
You said Patron. No milk.
Nah, no breast milk.
No breast milk. Get out there and throw up.
No breast milk before the
Not
show.
that type of. Just be a little bit more mindful when you decide to pop things in
your mouth.
In your mouth. No pun intended. But we'll take that literal all across the board. Be mindful.
All right, well, tell us where we can find you and all of the organizations you represent.
For sure. You can always find me on Instagram at Blue Canary Agency. You can email me at bluecanaryagency@gmail.com. Out here helping all the entrepreneurs, small businesses, or if you just want to chit-chat. Anything that I talk about on the radio, I'd be happy to get way more in depth because it's a lot. It's a lot to every topic that I introduce. And also shout out to the Bezo Show.
Hello.
I run that. You can find that at thebezoshow.com or on Instagram at Bezo Tattoo.
All right, y'all rocking with the Jerkz of St. Lucie County. Jungle Booty just came in, so get ready for that. Welcome to the jungle after the Henny Mix. Hello, and there's more with Austin Hodge and Hollywood Hatch. Do we got another Hollywood song?
Yeah, I think we got Thoughts, right?
Thoughts, yeah, we gonna play another Hollywood
I thought you said
song.
thoughts. I was going to
It's just what it is.
say
My
that.
thoughts at the time. It ain't no hook or nothing. It's just a quick whoop de whoop.
So, ain't that wrong with a quick whoop de
Long as
whoop?
it's whooping out.
I'ma make sure they feel it. Bag it up and stuff it. Through the bag, you can smell it. Trap back, you a user. I'm a seller, you want your back. Be easy, I like them yellow, I'm off the ripper. No scale, her eyeballs on my zipper. J Hatch, Hollywood, what it is. I'd be in prison if it wasn't for my kids. Hey, I'm just trying to live. But they test me, I'm restless. Knock the block off like Tetris. Mobbing through the city, trying not to hit a lick. Thoughts on my, they wanna take a pic. I don't back down, better not make a sound when I up the stick. Or the Ruger, call me Freddy Krueger. It's hard for me to sleep, the life I live ain't for. This ain't for the weak. When you grindin', ain't no time for talking, ain't no time for beef. Team full of ballers in here like a jamboree. Straight shooters, cracking noodle if you for me. Rob me, I'm a king, it ain't gonna have to bury me. If you gon' do it, just go ahead and do it, ain't no fearing me.
Who you a fool for this?
Oh Lord, Jesse made another one. Packing the mail, it's gone. Gone. Shit, I got smell cologne. Yeah, I just signed a deal, come on. Yeah. I go where I want.
What is it, my boy?
Yeah.
I like the radio.
We out here at 561 representing, man. That's what your boy Hodge who it is, bro. Hey, it's your boy Haze. Hey, type that in right now.
Tune in, man. Instagram.
good vibes, no sunshine. On my time.
772 make it sound like this. Like we're in the Caribbean or something.
Whenever me gone, she no feel complete. Love when we sleep on.
Hey, the name of this track, Romantic Summer. Only on 91.1 right now. Hey, let me know how y'all feel about this in the comments. Hey, what up? Mission the building. Hey, stay in your lane. Go with the wind.
Video you did was lit as
I think it's time that I turn up, hit you with that burner. It's time to get it cracking, so bring out that Tina Turner. It's time that I turn up, hit 'em with that burner. It's time to get it cracking, so bring out that Tina Turner. It's time that I turns up, hit you with what burns you. I'm the new